Now I'm really excited about this kill plot. Going back to 2020, obviously just starting to get to know the property, but you're hunting by basics, meaning that deer going along this bench system, they're going through this food source to go out there, they're coming from that bedding area down there. So you're just putting all those pieces together, which are pretty easy to do. But we watched a buck grow around this called Kermit, and Kermit was a big giant buck by the end of June. He looked like he was 160. Well, by the end, he grew to 170. It's crazy how some of those bucks grow really fast in the beginning and then slow down. And I'm not saying 170 is small. He was beautiful. That was 2020. That was the first season. And I shot him right over there. Dante was up there in that stand with me filming. And Dante got the shot. I shot him right over here. It was about 27 yards, 28 yards. We saw him fall right back here. So couldn't have worked out any better. And so we call this the Kermit plot. This is the blade plot out there because I shot the blade buck over there at 250 some yards of the muzzleloader, all the way down the strip. He was right back over here. And he died right down over there. So, but this is a little hunting plot, the Kermit plot. We have this in clover. This is a plot I'm actually considering not hunting, but it really depends on what we see and how they're moving here. A kill plot to me is a pass through on the way to something else, on the way to a holding plot. We have this clover right here. Once we get into frost time in October, every bite's not replaced. Frankly, once the weeds start dying in September, late August, and get dormant, then clover stays green. It'll be green all the way through spring. The chicory will be green. The alfalfa will get frosted out. The bird's foot trefoil will stay green that's in here. So we have a good mix that'll stay green all winter long. Perfect for them just passing through. And they go to a holding plot. We have corn over there, and then the ag fields out here where they're after dark. So it's that perfect movement. We can call it a kill plot by that. Kill plot, we have to be able to get in and out without spooking deer. We can come right in here in the afternoon. Even if we thought deer were down here and we wanted to get out, go in the woods and go out and then get out, we have a saddle in the field. We could escape through there, go out through a center road. We can get around the deer to get out of here. The one thing I'm a little worried about is kill plot has to be a pass through. You have to be able to get in and out without spooking deer. Those check mark. We have both those. Obviously it's worked in the past. We really like it. I mean, he came right up over there and shot him. I mean, couldn't have worked out better. But this area right back here concerns me. And you can see how well the clover's doing, and you can see the alfalfa in here. It's beautiful. Looks pretty. We just mowed it. But coming out here, I'll show you my concern. I even like that we have this hedgerow here. We saved that. It's on a terrace anyway, so we don't want to plant it. But it was perfect because it blocks and makes us feel really secure and intimate. This is the one bad part. We get right up here. This food plot's pretty long. You can see the switchgrass bank down there. You can see that's basically second full year switch. It was planted, a lot of it in the spring, a little bit last year. And then you can see our switch right now, perfect because it hides this main plot. You can see all the way down the end. You can see the redneck blind way down there. That blind is over 200 yards away. The end of this plot right here is only about 40 yards away. The problem with this is we have deer that come out over here at times. And we have deer that go up over the saddle during daylight because they're completely hidden in that low spot in the field. It's like a ditch going through the field almost. They come up and over. So we can get deer, although a low percentage of the time, right here. That's my dilemma. We need to blow our scent from there right into this location. And even though this represents only 10% of the woods or 10% of the field, this food plot, then I get a little nervous. In fact, when the food plot goes that way, it opens up, it's really big, that's where our corn's at. So that's what I'm worried about right here. I don't want to get rid of that stand. Kill plot, everyone thinks afternoon, evening. You come in the morning, you spook deer. What I need to do is, and it pains me to do so because it's so pretty right here, is this is only about 120 feet by 30 feet. So let's say it's not even a 1/10 of an acre, maybe a 1/12 of an acre, 15th of an acre. What I need to do is plant that switchgrass all the way to this point right here. The deer don't bed in the switchgrass, they'll move through it, it makes them feel safe. but they're not feeding out there, getting my scent as it's blowing in. So I need to bank this off of switchgrass, which will help me feel more confident hunting that in the afternoon, evening, which is when I killed Kermit. Everything worked out right. I think it was the second time I ever sat here. I sat here one time. The wind was bad. It was starting to get downhill a little bit every once in a while. So I got out of here, went to another stand. I gave it about 15, 20 minutes. I don't like any chance of spooking, putting my deer in my scent in the wrong spot. Afternoon, a little sketchy right now. I'm not saying that I won't use it this year, but it'll be a risky sit. And the best thing would be to get switchgrass all the way to this end. But this is a perfect post-daybreak stand entrance, honey hole, food plot to hunt. What I mean by that is it goes straight downhill. We get those thermals racing up here right at daybreak. The temperatures are rising. You get those consistent thermals. What I found is even if a deer's out here, it's like a ramp. That wind comes up here in many, many cases where we blow our scent out into open field and we have a random buck or deer get downwind of us. They don't smell us. When it levels out here, that wind just seems to keep going up over them. So we're really safe. Sorry for interrupting, we'll be right back, but it's getting close to fall planting season. We have some of our favorite blends, some newer blends. Big Boost 365. We have our Power Greens 365. Those have the perennial base. We're actually planting some of that here. Big Boost, Fall Power Greens, those are some of our favorites, our all-time sellers. We're actually taking this strip of clover right here. We're gonna make that a perennial back up there. We're gonna terminate this buckwheat. We'll plant into it in the coming weeks, and then we're gonna hunt right behind me. Mock scrape right there. We're all set up. I hope you are too. Check out Pure Wildlife Blends. Now back to the video. We can watch this area from way back there, edge of the corn, make sure there's no deer, get into here about a half hour, hour after dark, or after daylight, move into the stand, and then blow our scent out here. That's a perfect way to hunt this. So afternoon, a little dicey, but certainly post daybreak, and I can improve this by getting the switchgrass and covering up this end. The switchgrass, what it's really doing, they won't bed in it. They're not eating in it. So they will move through it a little bit, but they're all coming to this food. So I want to blow my scent directly into that switchgrass bank, which really helps keep the deer from out of my scent. They're not sitting there lingering, eating a food plot for a really long time. Whereas if it's all food down there and we have good crop, we're going to have our Fall Power Greens here, and then we'll have our Big Boost brassica here. We're going to have a great food source down there where they'll come in and eat, and they could get downwind of me. They're sitting there eating, my scent's blowing right at them. So we'll turn that into switchgrass, and we'll keep them over here a lot higher percentage of the time. And frankly, we'll move them closer to that redneck right over there for a shot, so that's not a bad thing either. Really hidden back there, and it looks like that redneck's right on the side of the food plot, but it's actually about 40 to 50 yards off the edge, and we can get into it without ever spooking a deer out here. So that's the name of the game. You know, again, this food plot meets the conditions for in and out without spooking deer. Hidden access, great little pass-through plot, but you really have to be careful of where those deer are at when you're sitting there. You have to have all three. You have to make sure you're not spooking them downwind when you're sitting, that you can get in and out without spooking deer, and then it's a pass-through on the way to something else. And the reason for that is because if this is the end game, this is all just a plot right here, they're not passing through to anywhere else, then they're going to sit there, they're going to pick you out, they're going to know you're there, you're not going to be able to get out of your stand when you want to because they're not just passing through. And it sets yourself up for one or two good sits, and then you're done for the rest of the year because you spooked deer. We can't afford to do that. It doesn't matter if we're out here in a holding plot meaning we could track deer here and hold them until dark, or if it's on that hunting plot over here. I don't care if they get spooked out there in the ag field over there, but these are sacred. I don't want them spooked here. So do you have those conditions for a kill plot on your property, a true hunting plot? If you do, make sure your downwind is covered, your approach, and that you have this pass through, and you'll have those three ingredients going for you to ensure that you have a great kill plot to hunt for years to come. I think I got a little lucky when I shot Kermit. You know, we were pressing it probably a little bit. Dylan and I came in here on a morning, we watched the fields clear, we came down in here. What did we get, a half-hour set?
I've sat here twice with you, and neither of them were the greatest sits.
No, and the one, the tractor started picking up round bales behind us at least a half hour, 20 minutes into the sit. So all of a sudden they had all the bales back here. Terrible sit. So we'll try to recreate a good sit this year for Dylan. It's kind of like I shoot here, shoot 170 inch, and Dylan sits with me, and we have tractor behind us picking up round bales. It's just our luck, right, Dylan?
That's right.
But anyways, kill plots are awesome, but you have to have those ingredients to make it right. And I hope you have some great kill plots going into this season so you can have a great hunt, enjoy sitting on them, and most of all, maybe get a chance at your Kermit buck where you hunt. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate you watching the videos. We have over 600 articles on whitetailhabitatsolution.com. It's all free. And I also appreciate those of you that check out our books. I have 5 books starting from 2012. We have web classes on the site, whitetailhabitatsolutions.com. Check out Pure Wildlife Blends. I really appreciate you guys that have already purchased our seed. We've had thousands of people. We've shipped to 48 states. We have digital land management through whitetailstrategy.com. That's taking all these ideas and concepts I put in the YouTube videos and digitally transforming your land for you. And then finally, we have our clients and client visits. We'll visit over 300 clients as a group this year. We visit anywhere in the country. Boots on the ground is always the best, but we have a lot of ways to help you, from free to client visits and all in between. Check us out again, whitetailhabitatsolutions.com, Pure Wildlife Blends, and whitetailstrategy.com.